Hi, I'm JanetPennewell. I first joined Singles on Sailboats just over 4 years ago, but honestly, it feels so much longer than that, but in a good way. This club has become such an important part of my life. I have met so many wonderful people, made so many terrific friends, and so it's important to me. During my 4 years, I've been the chair of the social committee, as well as the bareboat bursar. I was first elected to the board 2 years ago, where I've served as the treasurer. So yes, I'm the one. I'm the one that sends your reimbursement check, processes the refunds, pays our bills, and yes, does our taxes. I will tell you that I did briefly consider retiring from the board this year and not running again. But then I thought about how important this club is to me and how important it is that those of us who love this club give back, as I know many of you have done over the years. And I also know from experience just how hard it can be to recruit people to step up to our most important positions, including being a board member, including being a committee chair. Some of those jobs aren't easy, and I appreciate everybody over the years that have stepped up, but it's tough. So anyway, here I am again asking for your support. For those of you who maybe don't know me well, my love of sailing started in my teens, where I spent my summers on Lake Huron learning to sail with my uncle. From there, I graduated to racing One Design Lightnings out of Severn Sailing Association right here in Annapolis. And then I spent a number of years living in Arizona. You might know there's not a lot of sailing there. And then made my way back to Annapolis in 2022 and joined SOS. That added a whole new perspective to my sailing experience, with cruises on the bay to places I'd never been before, day sails, and of course, bareboat cruises, which probably are my favorites. I do have a history of getting involved in organizations that I care about, from running fundraising events for charities like Susan G. Komen to chairing the all-night party after my son's high school graduation. I served on the board at the golf club my late husband and I belonged to in Scottsdale. And most recently, I've co-chaired a couple regattas at the Eastport Yacht Club. Fun. One was an all-night regatta. That was especially fun. A little bit about my professional background. I have a master's degree in finance and accounting and spent my career at a variety of positions in financial institutions. I worked my way up to becoming a senior executive at Fannie Mae, the mortgage company in Washington, D.C., and went from there to become chief financial officer for the home equity business at Wells Fargo. That was how I got to Arizona. And since I'm not very good at retiring, I'm continuing to work part-time as an accounting manager for Weems & Plath. Locally in Annapolis. And I would be delighted to continue to share this experience by serving on the board again for another 2 years, if you so choose. I'm not sure quite the best way to answer Laura's question, but I know it's one that a lot of people are interested in. So I do remember that of course, we're always, the board committee chairs are always looking for ways to attract new members to the club, but at the same time making sure that we keep the club relevant to people that have been members for potentially a long time. And so periodically we'll have a session where people just throw out ideas on, what could we consider. And so I remember actually it was a few years ago where the idea of opening up the club to married members first came up. And some people on the board said, well, maybe that's something we should consider because, gee, I actually have several friends where, while they're married, only one of the couple sails, and they're out sailing all the time, and they don't have crew, and their spouse doesn't sail, period, end of conversation. So in a way, they're kind of like solo sailors, single sailors. So why not? But then that's one side of it. The other side of it is, yes, but we've always been singles on sailboats. I don't have a strong opinion one way or the other. I will tell you that I was actually uncomfortable joining a singles organization. I'd recently lost my husband, no interest in dating, and I just wasn't interested in joining a singles organization. But some friends said, no, it's not really about dating. It's more about having like people to sail with. I said, well, that does work for me, so I'll try it. So all I'm saying really is I don't know that I have a strong view. The board discussed it again this year, and there were strong opinions kind of on either side. And so finally we kind of said, why don't we actually do something shocking and ask our members what they think? Let's ask them, why did you join this club? Why do you like this club? Should we consider making some changes? Let's ask our members so we don't have a 9-member board sitting here pretending that we actually know what all of our members think. So that was honestly the idea for starting a survey to make sure that we are understanding what our members think. And honestly, I think it's probably something we should do at least every couple years. So anyway, I would encourage everyone to participate in the survey when you get it. The goal is not to cause controversy within the club. The goal truly is to solicit opinions from everyone. So that's all.